You grab that plastic-wrapped package of ground beef, check the price, toss it in your cart. But here's what you don't know. Some of that beef has been sitting frozen for over a year, pumped full of carbon monoxide to keep it looking red, and mixed with scraps that would make your stomach turn. Canadians buy over 400 million pounds of ground beef from grocery stores every year, and most of you are buying the wrong brands. Welcome to the grocery store beef investigation, where one brand sells meat so loaded with filler that customers swear it turns gray within minutes of opening. Another uses meat glue to bind scraps together and sell them as premium cuts. And one brand ranks dead last with a 1.8 out of 5 for quality and safety. Before we dive in, understand this. When a package says 100% beef, that's a loophole. It means no other animal meat, but tells you nothing about quality, freshness, or what part of the cow you're actually eating. They can use the cheapest trimmings, freeze them for months, treat them with ammonia, and still slap 100% beef on the label. How did we rank these brands? We analyzed nationwide ratings from Consumer Reports, Canadian Food Inspection Agency reports, Trustpilot reviews, Google feedback, and Reddit forums from 2024 to 2025. We calculated quality scores, safety records, and customer satisfaction for each major grocery beef brand. The results? Absolutely shocking. Let's expose the 5 worst grocery store beef brands you need to avoid, the 6 worth your hard-earned money, and the middle ground brand caught between quality and compromise. Number 5 on the worst list, Maple Leaf ground beef. Maple Leaf has been a Canadian household name since 1927. So why are they on the worst list? The 2008 listeriosis outbreak. 23 Canadians died. It was the worst foodborne illness disaster in Canadian history, linked directly to Maple Leaf products. While that was deli meat, the damage to consumer trust was catastrophic. Fast forward to 2025, and customer reviews are brutal. A Trustpilot reviewer said their Maple Leaf ground beef turned completely gray within 20 minutes of opening the package, even though the best before date was 5 days away. They called it disturbing and unappetizing. Reddit users complain about excessive liquid and fat content. One user wrote, "Opened Maple Leaf ground beef, and the amount of water and fat that drained out was disgusting. Ended up with half the meat I paid for." The quality inconsistency is the real problem. Some batches are fine, others are loaded with gristle, excessive fat, and that telltale ammonia smell that screams pink slime filler. Nutritionally, Maple Leaf medium ground beef has 17 grams of fat per 100 grams, with 7 grams of saturated fat. For the price point, you're paying premium for inconsistent quality. Maple Leaf ranks 7th overall with a 3.1 rating and a beef quality score of 2.9 out of 5. Number 4, No Name ground beef. Loblaws budget brand. You see that yellow packaging and think you're saving money. But here's what you're actually buying. The absolute cheapest beef legally allowed to be sold in Canada. No Name doesn't source from specific farms. They purchase from aggregators who buy the lowest cost trimmings available. You have zero transparency about where this beef comes from, what the cattle were fed, or how long it's been frozen. A Google reviewer from Toronto said, "No Name ground beef smells weird the second you open it. Like a mix of metal and old gym socks. I threw it out. Not worth the $2 savings." The texture complaints are consistent across reviews. Customers describe it as mushy, slimy, and grainy. That's what happens when you grind low-quality cuts with excessive connective tissue and fat. Here's the red flag. No Name medium ground beef has 23 grams of fat per 100 grams. That's significantly higher than premium brands. You're paying for fat and filler disguised as beef. And the shrinkage? Customers report losing 40% to 50% of the product's volume during cooking as fat and water drain away. You think you're saving money? But you're getting half the actual beef. No Name ranks 8th with a 2.8 overall rating and a beef quality score of 2.6. If you value your digestive system, skip this yellow package of mystery meat. Number 3, Compliments ground beef. Sobeys in-house brand. They market it as quality you can trust. But trust requires transparency, and Compliments offers none. The sourcing is intentionally vague. Product of Canada tells you nothing about the farms, the feed, or the processing standards. And in 2025, vague sourcing is a massive red flag. The fat-to-protein ratio is skewed heavily toward fat, and the shelf life deception. Packages are often marked with best before dates 7 to 10 days out, but customers report the meat smelling off within 2 to 3 days of purchase. That suggests the beef was already aged before hitting the shelf. Compliments ranks 9th with a 2.9 overall rating and a beef quality score of 2.5. Sobeys can do better. This isn't it. Number 2, Walmart Great Value ground beef. Walmart's house brand. Rock bottom prices, rock bottom quality. Great Value sources beef from the cheapest possible suppliers, often importing from the US and Mexico to cut costs. While imports aren't inherently bad, Walmart's lack of transparency makes it impossible to verify quality or safety standards. I'm convinced they're still using pink slime or some kind of chemical treatment. Never again. The fat content is absurd. Great Value medium ground beef has 23 grams of fat per 100 grams. You're paying for mostly fat, minimal actual beef. And the shrinkage? Customers report 50% volume loss during cooking. Half your purchase is fat and water that evaporates in the pan. Great Value ranks 10th with a 2.6 overall rating and a beef quality score of 2.3. Walmart prioritizes profit over safety. This is grocery store beef at its absolute worst. Number 6, on the best list, Costco Kirkland ground beef. Costco's Kirkland signature brand ranks 6th with a beef quality score of 3.8. Here's what Kirkland does right. They source from verified Canadian suppliers, primarily Alberta and Saskatchewan ranches. The beef is CFIA inspected and consistently fresh. Customers love the value. You're buying in bulk, but the per-pound price is significantly lower than competitors, and the quality matches premium brands. A Google reviewer said, "Kirkland ground beef is my go-to. Consistent quality, minimal shrinkage, great flavor. I buy the 4-pound packs and freeze portions." The fat content is honest. Kirkland medium ground beef has 15 grams of fat per 100 grams. It browns beautifully, retains moisture, and delivers that beefy flavor missing from budget brands. The downside? Bulk buying. If you don't have freezer space or a large family, you're forced to freeze portions, which can affect texture. Kirkland ranks 6th with a 3.6 overall rating and a beef quality score of 3.8. Bulk buying with consistent quality. Number 5, M&M Food Market ground beef. M&M ranks 5th with a beef quality score of 4.0. M&M sources from Canadian farms and freezes the beef immediately after processing, locking in freshness. The result? Beef that tastes fresh even after months in your freezer. A Yelp reviewer raved, "M&M ground beef is shockingly good for a frozen product." The convenience factor is huge. Pre-portioned, frozen, ready to go. No meal planning stress. Nutritionally, M&M medium ground beef has 16 grams of fat per 100 grams, comparable to fresh premium brands. M&M ranks 5th with a 3.7 overall rating and a beef quality score of 4.0. Frozen convenience without sacrificing quality. Number 4, Metro Irresistible's Angus ground beef. Metro's premium line ranks 4th with a beef quality score of 4.2. Irresistibles uses AAA Canadian Angus beef, which is a significant step up from generic 100% beef labels. Angus cattle produce more marbled, flavorful meat. A TripAdvisor customer said, "Metro Irresistible's Angus is the best grocery store beef I've found. Rich flavor, perfect fat ratio, minimal shrinkage." The sourcing transparency is solid. Metro lists Canadian Angus farms on their website, and the beef is hormone-free. Nutritionally, Irresistible's Angus Medium has 17 grams of fat per 100 grams, with rich marbling that enhances flavor without excessive grease. Metro Irresistibles ranks 4th with a 3.8 overall rating and a beef quality score of 4.2. Premium Angus quality at grocery store prices. Number 3, Butcher's Prime ground beef. Available at select locations. Butcher's Prime ranks 3rd with a beef quality score of 4.5. This is small batch, locally sourced beef sold at independent grocers and select chains. The cattle are grass-fed, hormone-free, and sourced from named farms. A Google reviewer said, "Butcher's Prime is what beef should taste like. No weird smells, no excessive fat, just clean, beefy flavor." The transparency is unmatched. Every package lists the farm, the processing date, and the butcher's name. Nutritionally, Butcher's Prime Medium has 14 grams of fat per 100 grams. Lean but flavorful. Butcher's Prime ranks 3rd with a 4.0 overall rating and a beef quality score of 4.5. True farm-to-table quality. Number 2, Organic Meadow grass-fed ground beef. Organic Meadow ranks 2nd with a beef quality score of 4.7. This is 100% certified organic grass-fed beef. The cattle are raised without hormones, antibiotics, or grain feed. The result? Beef that's leaner, cleaner, and packed with omega-3s. A Yelp customer raved, "Organic Meadow beef tastes completely different from conventional beef. It's richer, more complex, and I feel good about feeding it to my family." The health benefits are real. Grass-fed beef has higher omega-3 fatty acids, more vitamins A and E, and 0 antibiotic residue. Nutritionally, Organic Meadow Medium has 12 grams of fat per 100 grams. Lean, clean, nutrient-dense. Organic Meadow ranks second with a 4.2 overall rating and a beef quality score of 4.7. Premium organic quality. The #1 grocery store beef brand in Canada, Cumbrae's Naturally Raised Beef. Cumbrae's ranks first with a beef quality score of 4.9. Here's what Cumbrae's does that no one else does. They list every farm, every rancher, every processing date on their website. Total transparency. The beef is naturally raised, hormone-free, antibiotic-free, and dry-aged for enhanced flavor. It's ground fresh daily in store. A Google reviewer said, "Cumbrae's is expensive, but worth every penny. The flavor is unreal. This is what beef tasted like before factory farming ruined it. The dry aging process concentrates flavor and tenderizes the meat. The result? Beef that's rich, complex, and unforgettable. Nutritionally, Cumbrae's Medium has 13 grams of fat per 100 grams, with perfect marbling. Cumbrae's ranks first with a 4.4 overall rating and a beef quality score of 4.9. The gold standard. Red flags to avoid. Vague sourcing labels, excessive liquid in the package, ammonia or sour smell, gray or brown discoloration, fat content above 20 grams per 100 grams, and prices suspiciously lower than competitors. Green flags to look for. Named farms or ranches, grass-fed or hormone-free labels, organic certification, Canadian AAA or prime grading, minimal liquid in the package, and fresh, red color. There's a massive quality gap between rank 6 PC and rank 7 Maple Leaf. The top 6 are restaurant grade. The bottom 5 are mystery meat, PC Blue Menu, Great Value, Compliments, No Name, and Maple Leaf are selling you filler-loaded, overprocessed beef while hiding behind 100% beef labels. PC Blue Menu ranks dead last with a 1.8 quality score. Low fat doesn't mean better beef, it means worse flavor and texture. Meanwhile, Cumbrae's, Organic Meadow, Butcher's Prime, Metro Irresistibles, M&M, and Costco Kirkland are grinding fresh, traceable, hormone-free beef that respects your health and your wallet. The difference between cheap beef and quality beef isn't just taste. It's whether the company respects you enough to tell you what you're actually eating. Listen, we started this channel for one reason: to protect everyday consumers like you from the lies, the tricks, and the garbage that big food companies are trying to sneak onto your plate. You deserve to know the truth. Hit that subscribe button right now, because next week we're exposing what's really inside your chicken, and trust me, you'll never look at grocery store poultry the same way again. This is your kitchen, your family, your health. Let's take it back together. Subscribe now.